Dre'Mont Jones might be a first-round pick in the 2018 NFL Draft. He did not play against Rutgers. He's not going to play against Maryland. He cut his leg in the locker room last week. Urban Meyer said on Monday he will be back for Nebraska. But I'll tell you what, like, the way they replaced him was interesting, and it goes to their depth. So how big of a loss while he's out, and if you think Maryland might be more of a competitive game, we know Dre'Mont's a great player. We're not disputing that. How big of a loss is he for this defense, Tim?
Not as big of a loss as it would be if it was more than one game. I mean, the fact that Jalen Holmes filled in defensive tackle, did a good job, albeit against Rutgers. He did all right, but Dre'Mont Jones, we've seen him be an impact player throughout the season, throughout his time a year ago. I mean, he's a force in the middle of that defense that Ohio State just hasn't had in a long time. If he were out more than one game, I think it'd be a concern, but it being one game, I think Ohio State will get by no problem, get a healthy Dre'Mont Jones from Nebraska, and try and end the first half of the season strong.
The problem, we jinxed Dre'Mont Jones because Bill was starting to maybe work on a Dre'Mont Jones family feature, which we'll bring to you at some point this season. You know how good Dre'Mont is. We've talked about this defensive line a lot. Normally we talk about the four ends, but we always put Dre'Mont in there. 5 potential really high draft picks. So is it, let's say any individual game, and he's not out, but even if he was out for a long time, would it be devastating or could they find a way?
I think it'd be devastating. I think he's very rare in what he does. You don't find too many guys his size that are still that fast and are that kind of elite pass rusher from the inside. I thought Jalen Holmes was fine filling in. It was Rutgers. Maryland has some better weapons, I think. They have a good running back, and I would be a little nervous about that guy running off the middle when Dre'Mont Jones isn't in there. And I also think, I know Michael Hill is out and he's suspended, and we haven't gotten an official word, but I don't think we're expecting him to play again this week. You shouldn't have to put a defensive end there. I know Jalen Holmes is really good and they have 4 defensive ends. I thought it said a lot still about Ohio State's lack of defensive tackle depth, that when the starter goes out, you throw a defensive end in there.
I wish I had the height and weight in front of me. What is the difference between Jalen Holmes and Dre'Mont Jones?
Like size-wise?
Yeah, like 10 pounds?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I would bet Jalen Holmes is 260, 270, and Dre'Mont Jones is pushing 300, I think.
You think Dre'Mont? Now I wish I looked it up and had information.
I'm gonna look it up.
We'll have information slide across the bottom of this. I'm gonna bet that Jalen Holmes is 270 and Dre'Mont Jones is 285. They're very similar to me. I wanted to talk about this because I want to talk about how good Jalen Holmes is and how he can get lost sometimes. I think it is a huge deal, and we know they do the Rushman package where they put 4 ends on the line and they have 2 ends playing inside. That's a specialty thing. Jalen Holmes on first down against Rutgers was the starting defensive tackle, was the starting 3 technique, and I think he could do it. I think Jalen Holmes can stand up on end and pass rush. I think he can play down as a tackle because I think Jalen Holmes is a tremendous player and athlete.
Jalen Holmes is 6'5", 270. Dre'Mont Jones is 6'3", 295.
And Jalen, if they wanted, they'd turn Dre'Mont Jones from an end into a tackle. Yeah. If they had pulled Jalen Holmes' name out of the lottery and done that instead, that's what he'd be right now. So I understand 20, 25 pounds is going to make a difference over a game, over a season. I just wanted to say I really think Jalen Holmes is good.
He is.
Hot take. Bill, Tim, Doug, Maryland, is it 4 o'clock? 4 o'clock? Not if it's 4. 4 o'clock on what? On Fox? On Fox? The regular Fox or the FS1?
Regular Fox, and we got Gus Johnson for this one.
We got Gus Johnson, so he can be screaming as Ohio State goes up 51-0 in the third quarter. That's not a prediction, but maybe it is. Tim, Bill, Doug, see ya.